Now, like I was saying earlier, I used to sing to my dad. In California is where I started singing to my dad, and the reason was I started singing to him in that camper when we were there after I think after my dad came in. And what I started singing was I started singing, the Archies, honey do 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 do. It'd come on the radio, and I'd start going sugar sugar do 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 do. You are my candy girl, and you got me wanting you. And they all just started going like this. And I don't think they even sang in. I mean, and I started, and I was the only one that was singing there, was playing Yahtzee there at the table. And my dad, this just came in, and my dad, he settled right down. He came in, just, we're here, it was a great alibi, is what I figured it was at the time, looking back. But I was there singing, you know, honey do 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 do, and I learned that from my sister's bedroom. And my sister's bedroom, she had this little record player in Port Angeles, and she gave me this record player because I got poisoned in her bedroom. And she had a girlfriend named Patty Shover, and Patty Shover, and let's just kill your little brother. He's cross-eyed. He's got problems. They looked at me like I was a retard, and that's the truth. He's a retard. He's dumb. I was in shock. I was in post-traumatic stress disorder because my mother was beating me. My mother was beating my brother Jim. My mother ran down a child and beat me in the car one day. I mean, I'm sure that my mother did run down that child because I made a picture of in the school. I made my first book, and it was a red car, and it ran over the person's head. The person's standing there, and they're black. And when a child makes a picture that's black like that, that's beheaded and stuff, like something terrible's happened. And that's what was happening to me. And I was sleepwalking in Port Angeles. I mean, I'd hear a noise. My mom would come in the house, and I got up and I left. And I know that happened during the time that my dad was gone in California. I was sleeping on the couch. I just, wherever John goes, they don't care. Yeah, I don't have a blanket. I didn't need a blanket. Sometimes I just wake up, I'm naked. I'm in my underwear, whatever. You know. So anyway, my mom came in, made a noise, whatever. She was working at the gas station, and she was up there with Johnson, Danny Johnson, and they were up there. My sister Bonnie probably was up there too, I would imagine. And my mother came in, and she made a noise, whatever, in the house. And I got up and I walked right out of the house, and I walked down. I walked all the way down by the Third Avenue down at into Baker Street. There's Rusty and Tina's house right there. And I was at the guardrail, and I'm turning around like this, where am I? And I mean, I've slept. This is the first time I ever sleptwalked. And I walked over and I knew that was Rusty's house. I walked over. I seen his mother sitting in her lazy boy chair, laying back, and I knocked on the door. It's my brother's here. I didn't even know how I got there. I mean, and I said, my brother's here. She says, no, and you should be at home too. They're at home, and you should be there too. I remember saying that, and I fucking, I'm gone. And she, I'm gone. My mother, she was right there, and at 4th Street, we were on 5th Street, and she caught me at 4th Street, right there where the bus picks us up. And right there's where the bus picks us up. Matter of fact, in the wintertime, here's my sister Bonnie. She's been in a body cast, and she's in a body cast in her arms like this, and she comes sliding down the road past me because that kid slid her down the road. She told me, she said kids wasn't nice to her when she was a kid. And the reason is because of my mother and my brother Jerry, and she was forced to be in that greenhouse, that gas station, or whatever. And you know what? My mother may have made her into a little prostitute, for all that I know. I mean, I'm not saying it, But I did see my sister come walking towards me when I was sent to the store for my brother Jim to get candy and stuff with money that he'd get out of the buffet drawer. It's my mother's silver money and stuff. And the guy at the store, he'd just take his silver money, Marty Johnson. He wouldn't say nothing, boy, you just keep that money coming. So anyway, I'd go up to the store and I'd get my brother chickle sticks, potato chips, whatever, Jim wanted. Jim was taking care of the kids and stuff at home. He'd still feed us. Give me a little candy. He says, now you're guilty too, John. You had some, you're guilty too. Whatever, I'm not gonna say shit. He had me walking up there and getting it for him. So anyway, I'm on my way. Actually, this one day I just go up there. What happened was I was in the backyard and my sister Bonnie comes walking through the yard and she's throwing an apple and she fucking hit me with it. It just splattered right on my head. I'm just all apple juiced, and I just, wiped it off. I'm just a kid. And I go up, I end up going up to the store. I get up there to see Mom. Get out of here. Get home. My mother just, yeah, get out of here. I don't want you here. Don't be calling me. This is what my mother says. I still know the store, the 4966006. That's the number to the store my brother Jim would make me call my mother. So my mother just, goddamn, I hate you. Don't call me. And I'm like, so I walk up there and I'm at the gas station. Get the hell out of here. So I'm on my way home. And on my way home, I decide I'm going to go over to Scott Ellis's house. And I just go over to the right. I go through this here place where the log down out, and these kids, they turned up these yellow jackets, fucking nasty. Fucking stung the fuck out of me all over my face where that apple hit me. In my shirt burned down. Fucking bees stung the fuck out of me. So anyway, that happened, but I don't know. I guess it wasn't the same day, but on that same trail, no, actually, I think it was that same day. I seen my sister Bonnie walking up the street, and geez, I'm like this far away from her. I'm like, gosh, this woman's good looking. It's the shortest dress I ever seen in my life. I just see this thing. As I'm getting closer, I go, Jesus Christ, that's the woman. That's my sister. My sister Bonnie didn't even say hello to me. Just walked past me like she's a stone. She ended up marrying a guy named Baker. Baker Street's right there next to our house. 5th and Baker right there. And on this one, Gail's edition, Gail will send you to jail. And I'll tell you about a woman named Gail from the governor's office that came and met me down there at the Lucky Eagle Casino when I was running that bowling alley. I told the owner, I said, I gotta go make some money, because I wasn't making enough for him. He goes, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to go goddamn out and gamble and I'm going to make some money. I got to make some money, Herb, or I'm going to be out of here. I need to make some dough. So, he didn't believe me, I guess. So I show up and I go out there and I fucking win a bunch of money. I've gone out there one time. I've gone out there 2 times, and Herb's probably thinking John's just going to quit this place because he don't need it. He can gamble his way out of it. I really could gamble my way out of it. My grandfather was a professional gambler, Henry Dunn. That was my grandmother Isabel's first husband. You could ask the kids and they'll say, yeah, he was a card player. And my mother says, I remind her of her dad, and she hates her dad. And the reason why she hates her dad was because her dad would say, no, Marietta. No, Marietta, you're not doing that. That's wrong. And anybody that defied my mother was an enemy of my mother's. That's what I found out throughout my life with my mother. And you know what? At that point, I'm going to cut it off because it's 10 minutes. It's easier to load this way, and I have less hassle. And anyway, I'm just going to go through this, and I'm going to try to tell the story as it goes along. Try to piece it together, so if somebody says, well, he tried to explain. It's always good to explain.